Hey everybody, welcome back to another Merely on Time Watch Reviews. I'm Chris and I unbox and review budget watches. And today I am wearing the Islander ISL 59, Mark's version of the Seiko Monster in a beautiful red wine colored dial. And today we are taking a look at another Christopher Ward. I did the unboxing of this. This is their C60 Tide, a watch that is absolutely fantastic. And so we're going to take a look at this one now, do the full review on this episode of Merely on Time Watch Reviews. So thanks for tuning back in, everybody. I'm very excited to have this watch in for review. It was sent to me by Christopher Ward for the purpose of this review, and this one has really impressed me. So much so that I've decided that eventually I'm going to own one of my own Christopher Ward watches. Not necessarily this one, but there has been one that I did a review on, the C63 Sealander, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. And it's one of those pieces that I think I'm definitely going to be investing in the future at some point. And so this is the C60 Tide. We're going to get up close and personal with this one in just a moment. But before we do, take a moment, if you can, please, to hit the subscribe button. Also give me a thumbs up button if you enjoy the content of these videos. And I appreciate that very much and your support very much. Once the channel reaches 2,000 subscribers, we're going to have another giveaway. We're at about 1,750 right now, and so would really appreciate your support in helping me get to that point. And later on this week, I'll be doing an unboxing of a watch brand that I plan on having as a part of my giveaway at 2,000 subscribers, a San Martin. So yeah, thanks so much for your support and appreciate it. So let's get up close and personal with this one. This is the C60 Tide by Christopher Ward. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the up close and personal. I do that in all of my reviews, and I think you could see that this is an absolutely stunning watch. And so let's just talk about, first of all, the basic specifications, we're dealing with a price point of $1,525, but I do think you're getting really excellent value for dollar spent on this one. We'll talk about why in just a moment. Your case size is 42 millimeters, or 42.3 is what I measured it at with Super Cali. Lug width of 22 millimeters. Your thickness is at 14.5 millimeters, and your lug to lug distance is 49.3. And so basically we're dealing with a 42 by 22 and the thickness of 14.5. There have been some comments on the unboxing video that it doesn't appear to be, it's deceivingly thick, and that actually holds true. It doesn't wear as large or as thick as the specifications would suggest. One of the reasons why this is, there's a few reasons. Let me just talk about the things that I love about this watch that I really think make it a great value for dollar spent. First of all, the movement in the watch. It is utilizing the Sellita SW200 movement, which is a high beat automatic that vibrates at 28,800 beats per second and causes the seconds hand to sweep at 8 ticks per second. So let's just get this seconds hand running here, and you can see the beautiful sweep on it. Now, the thing that makes this movement special, I'm just going to take you to the website, and one of the reasons why this is a really good bargain for the price is the fact that they have certified this as a certified chronometer. And so you can see here from the website information, designated for those who demand the highest standards of timekeeping, the Swiss automatic movement has been officially designated as a chronometer by the Contrôle Officiel Suisse des Chronomètres. I pronounced that all wrong, I'm sure. So this means it has a certified timing tolerance of -4 to +6 seconds per day. Now, I have been using the Watch Tracker app to see what this is actually running at, and I am happy to report over a period of 8 days, this is running at just 1.5 seconds per day fast, and so it's well within that COSC certified tolerance. And you can see it has chronometer. It has a water resistance, guys, of 600 meters or 60 atmospheres. So this is a true dive watch at that depth, and chronometer at that, everything certified. So you're getting some really excellent value. The other thing that is really cool about this watch is this dial. It's a translucent dial, but that translucent dial is a piece of sapphire. And you can see the indices are applied on it, and the finishing on the handset is really, really nice as well. A high polish finish around the edges of the handset. You can see the movement in behind that translucent dial and the beautiful wave patterns that have been applied onto that dial. I'm not sure if it's painted on or exactly how they did that. The Christopher Ward and chronometer 600 meters is printed on, but this is a sapphire crystal covering the dial. It is a sapphire dial inside that all of that is applied on. And so, as my buddy Simon would say, a sapphire sandwich. This is like that as well. It's absolutely amazing. And so you're getting a COSC certified watch, you're getting a sapphire dial, you're getting some really nice, it's just a really nice lines on that dial, giving it a wave pattern. Really beautiful, really exceptional. And the other thing that I think is amazing about this watch is just the finish on the case. I love these Christopher Ward cases. Nice coin edge on the bezel as well, but just look at that beautiful satin brushing on the case and the chamfered edge leading to the top of the lug. And if we take a look at the crown, I mean, just look at the curves, look at the angles, look at the finishing. This is an absolutely beautiful watch. The bezel is a 120 click unidirectional bezel, and you can see that there is what I would call either aluminium or stainless steel. It doesn't really say on the website. Another minute track on the outer part of that sapphire crystal and the inner part of the 120 click unidirectional bezel, and the triangle pip will land perfectly. Let me just show you 1, 2 on each of these markers, minute markers that go around the dial. Another really amazing just touch on this watch. So have a listen to the bezel. Really nice, distinct clicks, zero back play, no wiggle whatsoever. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. It hits all of those markers around that outer ring, as I said, and of course, as you would expect, at this price point, the bezel lines up perfectly. So much to love and appreciate about this watch. The band is made entirely out of recycled ocean plastic, which is one of the kind of prominent features of this watch. Quick release spring bars, which is also very nice. You can see there is an inner ring, I think, of ocean plastic on this case back with the Christopher Ward branding and whatnot on it. And again, a really nicely designed case back as well. The band, I must say, it's one of the downsides about this watch. It's, you know, it's made of recycled ocean plastic, which some people think is very cool, but I will say it is quite stiff. It wears fairly comfortable, but it isn't, I mean, it's just, I guess it's okay, but for a $1,500 watch, it's just it's the weakest point of the watch. It is fairly stiff, fairly rigid. I don't see it, after wearing it for almost a couple of weeks now, off and on, it doesn't really kind of loosen up. It does cause, depending on how tight you can get it, the watch to sit a little bit higher above the wrist because of how stiff it is near the lugs there. So that is one of the kind of negatives or downsides about this watch. There's very few negatives, actually. That's one, pretty much the only one. I think I would have preferred it on the stainless steel. And the other is just something about the lume that I think I think should have been done better. But before we jump into the lume, let's look at what some other reviewers who saw this in the unboxing thought. Those are the specs. Here are the viewer thoughts. And so Simon W., someone who commented on the unboxing, said, I've had this watch for the last 2 weeks. Now, he got it on the stainless steel strap. He says he loves it, and the main points besides delighted: it's comfortable, not heavy. That's absolutely true. Wears thinner than expected, and that's absolutely true as well. It's deceivingly, it wears deceivingly smaller than you would expect. Gains 6 seconds in 5 days, the one that he got. The lume is readable and long lasting. And so thank you, Simon W., for that comment. And then on the wrist commented that he loves that the band is made from recycled material. I would say it's not the most comfortable, it's not terrible, but he loved that idea. As a brand, they offer a lot of value for the cost, tons of attention to detail, and excellent style. And thank you, On the Wrist, for that. And I agree with that. And so the other thing that I think they could have done better was an issue with the lume. I'll show you the time lapse. Now, just so you know, on my time lapse videos of this of the looms, a lume that doesn't last 5 minutes is very poor. No point in applying. Lume that lasts 10 minutes or between 5 and 10 minutes is fair. Lume that lasts between 10 and 15 is okay. Lume that goes beyond 15 minutes on the time lapse, from 15 to 20, you're getting into good lume. And then lume that lasts 20 minutes and beyond on the time lapse, you're getting into great lume. Now, I think that they made a slight mistake in the application of the lume. And so let me just show you the lume video now. You can see that those waves are lumed, and the indices and the hour and minute hand have very, very strong lume on them. But as you can see, as we get to the 15-minute mark here, the lume pip, or the bezel, is starting to fade away. And I think, now look at it, we're going beyond 20 minutes. This thing goes on the time lapse 30 minutes, which has got to be one of the best lumed watches that I have ever had. Look at 30 minutes in, and you can still see it. But what I think they should have done to make it just perfect is not really bother so much with Lume on those beautiful wave lines. Take the Lume that they applied to that and apply it more layers to that bezel so that it would last as long as the hour and minute hand and indices did, and then you would have a really fantastic true diver. As it stood, you could see that the bezel and the pip or triangle on the bezel kind of faded out at about the 15-minute mark, and so it wasn't really getting into good Lume on the bezel. And for the dive watch that this is, it should have been just as good on the bezel as it is on the rest of the watch. But what a fantastic piece, guys. This has convinced me to get myself my own Christopher Ward. This is the 4th watch that I have done from them. All of the watches that they make are beautiful. I would love to know what your thoughts are on this one. I think value for dollar spent on this one is really up there, considering that this is a chronometer certified movement. Let me show it to you on the wrist now. And here it is on my 7.5-inch wrist, and I think you can see that, as mentioned a couple of times, while this is a 42 by 22 and 14.5 millimeter thick watch, it does wear deceivingly smaller than those specifications would suggest. And I do think, though, that they would have been better to make this a 20 millimeter band, or at the very least provided a bit of taper to make this just a little bit more wearable for smaller wrists. But nonetheless, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Let me know what you guys think of this watch in the comments below. Next up on Merlion Time Watch Reviews, I will be reviewing my very first Citizen Echo Drive. This is the Citizen Pro Master dive watch, and this thing is fantastic. I have it on an FKM rubber strap. Well, I'll share details about that in the review, why I have switched out the straps. You can very well guess that there is going to be some topic of conversation around the strap that this watch came provided with. But that's what's coming up for my next review. I also have a couple more unboxings to do, and stay tuned in a couple of days for my picks for the Aliexpress sale with affiliate links included. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember, whenever you leave your house, you need to have a great looking piece to wear on your wrist like this C60 Tide by Christopher Ward, and wherever you're going, you need to get there on time. God bless you guys. We'll see you in the next one.